All right. First off, what I'd like to do is I'd like to say the pledge before we have a welcome. And if everybody would face the flag and remove your hats, I would appreciate that, and I will get that started. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, great turnout today. And first off, my name is Kent Stouter, Superintendent of Schools, and I am very elated that you guys are here. As I look around the crowd, almost every partner, if not every one of them, is here, and then some that help make this happen. The biggest thing to know that make this happen are these kids. They're all right here on this side. These are the best group of kids you will ever meet, and I'm not just saying that. These kids work hard, they play hard, they're respectful, and they're just been enjoyable to be around. In the senior class, you guys will be graduated in about a week, and we will miss you, and we look forward to you guys coming back and visiting. So first off, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Okaw Valley Agricultural Complex groundbreaking ceremony. And over there with some of our blue coats is what you're expecting to look and see how it is. And Mr. Wise will give you a rundown on what to expect. So this couldn't happen without the positive vision of multiple groups. Everyone in attendance is a part of what the future holds for our students at Okaw Valley. Today marks one of the most unique days, not only for OV, but for education in the state of Illinois. I can't recall one district that we are aware of in the entire state with a facility that is planned to be constructed for animal husbandry and animal science at the high school level. I am absolutely excited about that, to offer something to our students that nobody else gets the opportunity to. Saying that, this is why Okaw Valley thinks outside the box and trailblazes paths for other districts that go forward on opportunities like we're creating. Mr. Wise will speak on how we got here today, but most importantly, I need to highlight why our team is different than others. And I always highlight our team. We always say this quote, anything can be accomplished when no one cares who gets the credit. In the time that I've been here, I've seen this carry over with our students on the court, on the field, and in the classroom. We have successful students because of the community's coaches, the teachers and principals, but most importantly, the parents that care and support our vision. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. You guys have been great. In saying that, I'm going to go to a segue. We're going to do something different. We're going to move to our high school principal, Mr. Schoaf, and he is going to announce our partners and thank them as well. And I know how you guys feel about Mr. Schoaf, so how about a round of applause for our leader at the high school. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you all for coming out today. What a great crowd. I see a lot of I see some former students back there that are here. Taylor Coleman, that's awesome. To come back and see what we got going on. Today is an end of an era for our seniors. They're going to walk out these doors for the last time about 3:05 today. It's also a new beginning for Okaw Valley with this new ag facility. This is going to be a state-of-the-art facility that is one of a kind, that is going to set Okaw Valley apart from neighboring districts. This couldn't happen without the support of these partners: the Army Corps of Engineers, AgriFab, Scott State Bank, Shelby County State Bank, Sloan Implement, Barker Implement, Van Horn, Pheasants Forever, National Wild Turkey Federation, Asgrow DeKalb, Pioneer, Rural King, Lakeland College, and the communities of Bethany and Findlay. Yes. Without your help in seeing our vision, this would not be possible. And we do have the best kids. We have the best staff. This is a great place. I wouldn't want to be any other place than this. And you should all be very proud. This is going to be awesome. So.
Thank you, Mr. Show. And now, kind of the ideas behind this whole facility, how it came through is we had the idea, and Mr. Wise and our architect sat down with a pad of paper and just started putting things on it, and ended up being completed like this. So, to speak on behalf of the Ag and even a community member, Mr. Wes Wise, our Ocala Valley Ag teacher and FFA sponsor. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Kent. Definitely, Mr. Schoaf and I were just hold this. Mr. Schoaf and I were just talking right before I walked up here that John Althouse might remember this, but 18 years ago today, we were probably finishing our first year at Lakeland College together in the agriculture division. John was obviously one of our professors at that point in time, and Matt decided to pull the reins back and still stay in education, but go in a different direction. And to think that we're here together today is I never would have imagined it, especially when you used to get me in trouble all the time. I'm going to try to do this. Well, first thing that I want to comment on is Matt reiterated it, or Matt commented on it, I want to reiterate it. We have the best students in the world, and there's no doubt about that. Seniors, I want you to think about that for a second. Think about what you have accomplished in the last 4 years. Think about it in terms of academics. We have 8 state scholars out of a graduating class of 47, the highest percentage in Central Illinois. We have teams, men's and women's, that compete at the state level and actually make it to the state tournament in multiple sports over the last 4 years. We have students that were a part of the national winning cooperation award with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, that was part of the national winner for STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And we have 170 kids in our high school. Nobody does that. And no matter how much Mr. Stouter, Mr. Schoaf, or I would like to take credit, or our teaching staff, we can't do that alone. It is without question you guys that have accomplished that. We have just kind of been along for the ride and helped direct you in that path. So we would not be where we are today if it wasn't for our students. But the other people that I'd really like to recognize is our staff. If we could please give our administration and our teachers a round of applause. About this time a year ago, Kent comes to me and he says, hey, the board would like to know if there's anything, if you could dream up anything, what would you want to do here at Ocala Valley? And I'm sure I kind of looked at Kent and I thought to myself, what are you talking about? And he goes, if you could picture yourself doing anything, if we could build something, if we could add something to the curriculum, if we could do anything, what would you want to do? And, you know, kind of in my mind, when I thought about that, or when I put it in my head, it's like when your parents, you turn 16 and your parents say, hey, we're going to buy you a car, what do you want? And we know what we picture. You know, Dad's going to go out and buy us a brand new truck, or we're going to get a new car. And what happens? They get a new truck, or they get a new car, and we get a 25-year-old vehicle that they drove to work for the last 15 years. Or in my case, Grandma's car. Either way, that's what I was thinking. And when he told me no, just think sky's the limit on what you want to do. And I came to him and I said, I want to turn Ocala Valley Ag Department into a small collegiate setting. I want to have an animal agriculture setting. I want to have agronomy. I want to have natural resources. And I want to have classroom. And I want to take that stuff that we're learning in the classroom and I want to be able to apply it. And by applying it, I mean I don't want to go somewhere and spend 3 hours one day out of the year and say, hey, this was awesome. We took what we learned in the classroom and we applied it to the setting. I wanted to be able to do it on a daily basis. I wanted to be able to do it where we worked with the partners that we've already established. I wanted to do it where our kids actually gained something from it. And I went to him and I showed him my vision, and he said, I think that's awesome. Let's go to the Board of Education. Well, any person in education knows it's dead now, especially when you start asking for money. They didn't bat an eye. Our Board of Education said, this is awesome. Let's make it bigger and better than you want to make it. That never happens, guys. Students, you should feel so lucky to be in a school district where our community and our Board of Education wants to give you the best that they can possibly give you. That doesn't happen in very many places. Again, that sets us apart. So then we start working with Damien at BLDD, and believe it or not, I'm talking to this guy that has no background in agriculture, knows nothing about agriculture in general, and I just described to him what I want. And somehow, he knocks it out of the park with this building, and you can see the schematic on the very bottom right-hand corner of what the building is going to be. It's a 5,000 square foot facility that has 1,800 square foot of classroom, 2,200 square feet of lab facility where we can actually get our hands dirty and do things that we would like to do in a lab setting. And then the very back portion would be our animal husbandry division. And that's where we will actually be housing the animals to be doing the projects that we're wanting to do. I kind of, go around the community and go around other communities and talk about, what this is and what we're going to be doing. And all these other schools and all these other teachers say, wow, you guys are really progressive. I don't think we're progressive. I think we're practical. We have taken the hard work out of education. We've taken the hands-on out of education. I'm a huge fan of Mike Rowe, and Mike Rowe talks about the fact that we've lost our soft skills. We've lost our skilled labor. We've lost people that know how to work. We are building that here. Our kids have an outstanding work ethic. We're giving them additional opportunities that other school districts don't give their students. And to me, that's a really big deal because do we want our kids to go to college? Absolutely. Do we want our kids to come back to our community and grow and build families and make this an even better place than it already is? Absolutely. But not everybody is a college-bound student. Even those kids that are college-bound students can greatly benefit from a structure like this. Everybody is going to benefit from our community, all the way to our students, all the way to our surrounding communities. We've been contacted by pretty much every community and community college in the surrounding area wanting to know how they can be a part of this. Why? Because we're giving our students opportunities that nobody else is. So now we have the building designed, we have the building planned. What are we going to do with it? We plan to start construction right behind you in the next month or two, is my hope. Obviously, we would like to be back into this facility sometime in 2018 before the first semester is over, but we fully intend to be in it when the second semester starts as of January 2019. We are going to be doing everything from lab work, agronomy work, animal husbandry work, to natural resources, dealing with bees and pollinators and cover crops and anything that we can possibly think of. We're going to give our kids opportunities that nobody else is because that's what they deserve. They've proven to us that they're willing to work, that they're willing to do everything that it takes to make things successful. And this board right here and this banner right here proves that. Our students on a daily basis leave this building and go out and work for these partnerships. We have 2 students that worked all year long for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers that have also got summer jobs there. Tanner's here. I see Tanner, raise your hand. Dylan, is Dylan here? He's working. He's working. You wouldn't even let him on. And I think if Tanner were to come up here and tell you it's now his dream job, it's what he wants to do for the rest of his life, and Tanner's a college-bound student. But to think that Tanner is going to go play college baseball at McMurray, get a degree in biology, probably a master's, and come back to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and be a part of our community for the next 40 or 50 years, that's exactly what we're trying to do, people. That's exactly what this is about, what these gentlemen are about, and what we want you all to understand. I want to thank everybody for coming today. I appreciate all that you guys have done for our students, for myself, for the administration. I couldn't be happier to be from Okaw Valley, and I'm just so excited about what we have in the future. Thank you very much.
It's pretty obvious when you have 2 folks like that, like Mr. Wise and Mr. Shove, anything can happen. We do have one more speaker, and this all started with a phone call, Mr. Shove and Mr. Manhart. I think they were mowing grass and decided to spark up a conversation, and then, see here, 3 years later, we're sitting outside of a groundbreaking. And our next speaker is Mr. John Summers at the Lake Shelbyville Army Corps of Engineers. So if you'd please welcome Mr. Summers.
Good morning, everyone. Like Kent said, I'm John Summers with U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at Lake Shelbyville. I just wanted to come and say congratulations. Congratulations to the administration, the faculty, all the partners, the community, and most importantly, the students. Congratulations. You don't realize what the opportunity you have in front of you with this facility. It's amazing the opportunity that the Ocala Valley administration and their faculty and the community has and is continuing to provide to their students. It's unbelievable when you look around the state and see what's going on and see the students who are staying home, staying around where they grew up, and Ocala Valley sees that and is doing whatever they can to ensure that their students are ready for the real world and the community that they live in to be the best person they can be. Like Kent just said, that our partnership started about 3 years ago. Mr. Schoaf contacted us and asked, hey, we'd like to bring some students out for a work day. And we're thinking, okay, we'll do that. So we have 5 campgrounds on the lake, and Bowood Campground, just south of Sullivan, takes us about a week or 2 weeks to get ready to open in the springtime. We're thinking, we'll put the students at Bowoods. We'll see what they're made of. Well, I can say at the end of that one day, Bowood Campground was ready to open. Not only was Bowood ready to open, our eyes were open. Our eyes were opened at what Ocala Valley could do and what their students could do. They truly are hardworking students. So we're 3 years later, and what we've accomplished, we're working with the National Wild Turkey Federation, working on some timber stand improvement at the lake. They're planting pollinators. They got beehives. Mr. Wise and his ag crew are, looking at the latest and greatest agricultural technologies there is possible. We sometimes on the government side of things, it's hard to purchase things, and the way you have to go about purchasing things makes it difficult for us to do our jobs. And it's just the little things that makes our jobs difficult. So I talked to Mr. Wise this spring, and I said, hey, our bulletin boards are in terrible shape. You reckon you guys could make some? He says, yeah, I believe so. I said, well, here's one what we'd like. Come up with something and let's see it. First time through, he sends me a drawing. It's perfect. And they've constructed the bulletin board perfect. So, it's just the small things like that that makes our project and the community so much better. We've built bat houses, and they've even started tree nurseries. And this just isn't the high school. This is the entire school district. It started out with one work day with the high school. Now we're doing a work day month with the high school and also with the junior high students. The junior high students are the ones that has the tree nursery. So this just isn't, the high school kids and the high school. It's the entire school system. So the administration and the faculty has that vision even for the younger students, and that is just tremendous. Like they said before, some of the awards they got. There's 400 projects across the nation. There's over 400 projects across the United States that the Corps of Engineers manages, just like Lake Shelbyville. Just to put it in perspective, here at Lake Shelbyville, we have about 40 to 50 partners. So if you multiply that out across the nation, how many partners would that be? Quite a few. So the first award, the Partnership of the Year Award, that's one partner across the entire United States with the Corps of Engineers gets awarded this every year. Ocala Valley has received that award. The next award is the STEM award they talked about. Same thing, one award across the United States for all the projects. Ocala Valley has also got that award. I think that is tremendous, and it shows the dedication that the administration and the faculty have for their students. I don't believe anybody here knows exactly what this new facility is going to take them. Yeah, we all have a vision. It's just like our partnership with the Corps. It started out with, hey, we want to come and do a work day with you. And now look where we've gone. Everywhere I go, people ask me, hey, what's going on with the Ocala Valley Partnership? What all you guys doing? And when I go through some of the projects they're working on and some of the stuff the students are learning and getting hands-on experience with, people are amazed. And it all comes back to, I always get the same question, why didn't they have that when I was a kid? And I agree with them. They didn't have it when I was a kid either. So I'd like to say thank you to the Ocala Valley School System. Thank you for being such great partners at Lake Shelbyville, as well as great partners in the community in which we all live. And thank you for having the investment in the students that you all have. It's truly amazing, and I think you ought to be commended. So again, I just want to say congratulations, and why not OV? Thank you.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you. I'm just going to do a couple of things to wrap up with some thank yous. And I need Mr. Wise. He will be just to the east over here. And I'd like at this time, after I say thank yous, I'd like our FFA and AG students, student council, and class officers, when I finish, that you will go meet with him. And we will do some photo ops with the groundbreaking ceremony. And we will take as many pictures as we need. There are folks in the crowd that would probably like to be involved with that as well. And you are more than welcome to. We are here to help you. And to wrap this up, you know, I was telling Mr. Inman, I go, I never write anything down. I start writing things down, and then I go right back to shooting from the hip and seeing what comes up on my mind. And it all goes back to what Mr. Summers said, is why not Okaw Valley? And why not Okaw Valley means why not our kids? Why not our community? Why not our district? And we want to get you there, but we're going to get there as a team. And that is a very, very strong statement that comes from that high school. And the last thank you one more thing I want to say is I look at, where is Mara Inman? I see Mara, she 1 or 2 now, Mr. Inman?
Almost 2.
But I see her walking around, and then I see Mr. Wise's kids running through the hallway after the bus gets here and trying to get a snack at the candy machine or whatever he's doing. But, we look at those kids, and they're going to be here in about 10 years or 12 years. And this is just the start of a new beginning, and I can't imagine what the future holds for those really young kids when we get to that point. And the last thank you, I can't say this enough. If you don't know any of our board members, tell them thanks. They do a great job. They support us. They support our vision, even times when they shouldn't. But it always is, they know our direction. They know our drive. And I know that I'd like to announce those names. We have our board president, Tim Rothrock, our vice president, Brooke Bartimus, secretary, Tracy Ryherd, treasurer, John Vandenberg, and then these 3 board members are in attendance today. Greg Dickens, if you would kind of wave your hand. Where you at, Greg? There he is, thank you. Chelsea Berry, thank you, Chelsea. And then Grant Tice. And I also would like to recognize Craig Macklin. He was in on the start of this planning the project and also a part of our alumni FFA. So there's only 2 words I can say to everybody, and that's thank you. I appreciate everything you've done, not only for our district and kids, but just everything. This couldn't happen without everybody's support here and then some. I know we've probably forgot people. If we have, I apologize.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, we still gotta mow that. Throw one. I want to see you throw it.
Who's got it in them?
Mr. Schoaf better.
You don't want to see me work that shovel. I might get through.
Come with the man. Where's my dad? Let's get my dad out there.
I got the back door out the house.
Yes.
There you go, Austin. No, you're good, guys. Good job.
Hey, all the high school students.